Well, hello there, everybody. Hi, if you've been sticking around since this morning, thank you. I'm glad that you have stayed to hang out. If you're just tuning in or you're watching this on the VODs, hello, welcome. Come on in. Welcome to the nichest of the niche. And I say this every time, but it's still true. It's time to do some game design for the fan game of the faction turn attached to the show of the role-playing game that I do on RollPlay. So we're going to be working on designing and finishing off the framework for the Verona faction turn upgraded version 2 goals system. So I've got an influence system figured out that lets us know the various factions and their influence, and we're rebuilding a new way for the characters, by which I mean the factions in this game, to be rewarded for what they do, right? We're giving them some new goals they can take and some new XP that they can gain. And my plan today is to finish those goals off and have a document that I can turn over for a first kind of review from our mechanisms council. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take for us to...
Our illustrious champion returns. Welcome home.
Good morning. Thank you, Fifth Live. I'm already lost, but it's going to be interesting. Yeah, so basically, the Stars Without Number is the role-playing game. Stars Without Number has a faction turn, which allows you to create the world of the game. I've hacked the faction turn and I've turned it over to a whole bunch of fans to run the faction. It's now become a competitive game. And now we're going to continue hacking that competitive game to try to make something a little more fun. So welcome to the goals matrix. Yes, it's intimidating, and yes, it's a lot of cells, but that's how it goes. My plan here, the intent of this system, is to create a framework to give the players of this game the ability to do things like mess with the planets that they're on, create new things for the game, etc. Right? So this is, I'm designing for fun for me. I want this to be a game. I'm making this a game I would want to play, and then hopefully the others will be able to enjoy it as well. So I've basically got two documents. This document contains information that is needed to understand the goals matrix, such as new assets, specific prerequisite requirements, and so forth and so on. For now, we've got all this stuff done already. I think I'm ready for this to get turned over. We have to figure out a few more systems, and then the last thing we're going to need to do is pop open, and let me just do that now. Pop open the rule book for the game and try to replicate the existing structure of the goals, because I don't want to take out any of the goals that are in the game already. So let me find that PDF, and then we'll continue onward. Here we go. Stars Without Number. There it is. Okay. So anyhow, where were we? Okay. So what we need to do here is give players the option to alter system objects, to create new system objects, to destroy system objects. And then I think for now, I'm getting rid of alter asset. I think we're just going to take those out because they're just getting in the way right now. And I don't think we're ready for modifying assets. I think that's going to be a whole other layer of stuff, right? And then I might as well add to this list legacy goals and to see if we can port them over. So military conquest is a goal. Commercial expansion, intelligence coup. Let's see. We've got planetary seizure already. Expand influence, blood the enemy. Some of these are going to get cut, I think, but we'll look at them one at a time. Peaceable Kingdom, destroy the foe. Destroy the foe. Behind enemy lines? No, inside enemy territory. Invincible Valor. Inside enemy territory. Invincible Valor and Wealth of Worlds. Okay. And Wealth of Worlds. These are all legacy goals. So I'm going to mark these. We'll just mark them in another color. And regime change is also a legacy goal. Okay. All right. So let's finish the new ones and then we'll add in these guys. So modifying a system object. So let's look at the map here. Ooh. Oh, give me Akron row. Here we go. So a system object is stuff that aren't planets. So asteroid base, space station, refueling stations, etc., right? So modify existing, create new, destroy. Okay. So if you want to modify an existing one, we can call this one object upgrade. All right. So if you want, yeah, planets also have these. They exist in the system and the planet level. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So modifying an existing one shouldn't be too hard. The prerequisite should be that you have a base of influence on the planet in the sector for sector objects or for system objects. Yeah. Okay. So this is system objects, and then have a base of influence on the planet for planet objects. What about questline goals for factions who've already embarked on a quest line, but it was put on hold due to goals rework? Each step of the quest will be a different quest. So I might say, to continue on this quest, you have to complete object upgrade with this requirement. Yeah, that's how quest lines will work. It'll just be a series of individual quests that are all working towards a larger goal, but they're made up of these quests anyway. Yeah. Okay. So you need to have a base of influence in the system and then have a majority of influence in the system in question. Yeah. Okay. I think those are the only prerequisites. I think you just have to be the person with influence and then have a base of influence on the planet, system or planet in question. Yeah, okay. And then the task, there's a cost. There's a role. I think this is pretty much the same as the ones for planetary changes, right? Yeah, change planetary tag, right? But easier because they're just system objects. Okay. So let's base on this. So I guess the prerequisite is that I think it'll just cost fact creds and not experience points. So okay, the other thing was and then choose a system object. And I guess, like, how do we tag these? They have attributes. Interesting. They don't have any tags at all. If you got influence on Demnoff but not on Hora, could you put a new system object in the Tatsuo system? Yeah, you'd you mean Tsatsos? Yeah, you'd add up your planetary stuff, right? So Demnoff, Hroa, and Yakia, you'd look at your influence on all three versus the influence of the others. This would be one of those things that I would ask number 7 to include in this map. Number 2, or was it number 2, 4? Anyway, the big map that I have a bookmark of somewhere. But yeah, it's their system influence, I guess, is a new thing we need to calculate. But let's see. Yeah, the situation is the attribute. It's just more freeform. It's just fvmap.de. Okay, perfect. Yeah, they're pretty lackluster. Exactly. So I think we want to leave them freeform. So basically you choose... Yeah, choose a system object. Okay, and then task, danger. The result is change or add a single descriptive narration tag, descriptive tag to the system object. Yeah, there you go. Okay, or remove a descriptive tag from the object, and then also to experience. Oops. Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's like you could add a name, you could change the name, you could change the like existing attribute, change the situation, change the opportunity, but you could also just give it a new short description, right? So you could say like foreign saboteurs are active, extortionate corporate minions. So if you wanted to add a satellite to Dio Mikado, you could call it call it whatever you want, and then give it a tag that's like, I don't know, personnel broadcast satellite or something like that. Yeah. There is a case of a station having more than the default situation and complication. Yep. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Right. I added this, but all this description is really this. The secret employees of a foreign power are Triangulum researchers. If you have the top influence in the system, you can buy XP through system objects and using your goal. Yeah, I think actually I want to reduce this XP because it is just like a purely lore object. So we're just a 1. But yeah, you can, but it'll cost you fact creds. It'll cost you your turn and you have to have influence. And there's a limit for system objects. So a planet may have no more than 6 objects. A system may have no more than, should we do 6? Should it be 4? I just don't want to, I don't want system. I want there to be a cap, right? Where it's like, oh, we already have a deep space station. You know what? Let's make it lower. Let's make it like 3 or 4, something like that. How do tags on Lodestone work? Lodestone is a planet. It's functionally a planet for the purposes of this system. I think 3 objects in the system, and then planets themselves can have 3 additional objects each. Yeah, I think that seems like a good one. And if they all fill up really quickly, maybe we'll expand, but yeah, I think that's it. The target planet, or a target planet, may not have any more than 3. A target system. Yeah, okay. They don't have any planetary tags. They can get them for themselves. They could get planet tags. They could use that goal. Yeah, you've already got 3 moons. You can't have a 4th one, Hyra. Ooh, you have an orbital ruin too. Fun. Anyway, okay, cool. So that is altering an object. So you roll. Change and add a single descriptive. Oh, you can also change the type pursuant to change the type of object. Right, they can't have any more. If they already have more than 3, you can't add any more, but I'm just going to leave them as they are. Yeah. Okay, change the type of object. So like ruin to station, asteroid to ruin, etc. Change type of object pursuant, or I guess For all of these, you need Space Master yeah, Moon becomes asteroid field. Yeah. Right, and that's sort of the plan. And all of these are required. You need approval, but I'll give it for most of them. Yeah, Lovelace gets to keep its 6 research bases. Yeah, because they're already there. I'm not gonna just start deleting things, but I want to put a cap on new objects, which actually in this case comes under that one, not this one, because this is altering existing stuff. Yeah. Okay. We're kind of accidentally doing 2 at once. All right, and then have 75% if you want to create a new one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the task. Oh, you also have to spend, right? Spend fact creds. And I wonder. I think maybe it's just a flat amount. Yeah, like spend 3 fact creds, 5. I'm going to start with it too high, and then I'm going to work it back down. So spend 6 fact creds. Maybe there isn't a roll. Maybe it's just take the, what do we call it? Object upgrade, object alteration. Let's call it that. Take the object alteration goal and spend the creds, and that's it. Danger, none. Yeah, I think that's fine, because you're not creating game. The only game object is 5 is the normal income for most factions. Okay, let's call it 5 then. Yeah, but I don't want them to do it every turn. Let's call it, you got to save up. Let's call it 10. Yeah, I think that's good. So 10 fact, it's essentially also a way to convert 10 fact creds into 1 experience point. 10 fact creds and one turn into 1 XP. I'm okay with that. We kind of have like a, yeah, or 5 base income and 5 party machines. Yeah, that's fine. Again, these are questions, not answers, right? This is me saying, what about this system? And then we're gonna dig it apart, later in the line. Okay, all right. So this one is gonna be object discovery. This is where you have to have 75% influence now, at least. Okay. Anywhere on the planet in question, target planet may have no more than 3 objects. Target system may have more than 3. Okay. And then this one is going to be spend fact creds. And I'm tempted to just make it the same. Nah, but adding a new object, I think it costs time too. Like there's a roll. So let's say spend 5 fact creds. And then roll a D10 versus TN. Yeah, user required. I think that's the idea, is that I'll modify some of the legacy goals to make them more fun and more interesting and make them fit. Yeah, that'll be part of it. We'll get there. Okay, so target number is, you're rolling a flat D10 plus a target number of 7, like a flat TN of 7 with no modifier. But it might be modified by like other like tags or abilities. I think it's just, yeah, just the risk there. So like spend 5 with a risk. And the danger is lost fact creds. Danger is lost turn, right? And then add a new object to the planet or system. The object has no tags, right? A new tagless object to the planet or system. And then name it. And then 1 XP. Yeah, it's got a 40% chance of succeeding. Yep. Yeah, that seems about right. A little lower than half. The five fat credits for a little lower than half maybe isn't enough. Let's bring it down to 6. Yeah, okay, there we go. Cool, so the idea is that you discover an object and then you start populating it with tags. Yeah, okay. Oh, and then also a target object can have no more than 3 descriptors, right? Just because then we don't end up with like 17 different like tags. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you discover an object and then your next turn you can start giving it lore. Yeah, start discovering things. Cool. Okay, great. So, destroy object. This is the one where you can blow up a space station, planet. I don't know if I want to be able to let you be able to blow up a moon, but maybe. Yeah. All right. So, destroy object. Prerequisite. I kind of want influence to block this as well. Yeah, we could just say non-moon objects. Like, I want enemies to be able to attack these. I want it to be an attack action against an object. Maybe we do that. Maybe the system... Oh, yeah, and then other people can defend it. Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can block it like an attack. So maybe we come up with system objects. Oh, and moons. Moons just have more hit points. Yeah, that could be cool. But then... but then system objects exist outside of planets? Destroying a moon and destroying a refueling station have different requirements. Yeah, I agree. So maybe it's something like an attack, but it isn't. Maybe you can just attack it from either planet, or you need a spaceship asset. Yeah, that might be the thing. Okay, control a starship force asset. Control a starship force asset in the system. Right, which is... What do we got that are spaceships? Smugglers? could attack for 1d4 damage. Okay, smugglers. What else are there for starships with attacks? Oh yeah, those are not force assets. Here we go. So this means you would need a strike fleet or a blockade fleet or a capital fleet to blow them up. Yeah. Okay. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that those 3. So that means, what were they called? Strike fleet, blockade fleet, capital fleet. Strike, blockade, or capital fleet. Strike fleet, capital fleet, or I should do it in the other way. A blockade fleet. There we go. In the system. That is, I think that's the only prerequisite then. And then, what about scavenger fleets? Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right. And then, so you control that. So task, take the destroy object attack action. Oh no. So here's the other prerequisite. Take the attack action on your turn. Yeah. So you have to, it takes up both. You have to use the destroy object attack action or a goal action and the attack action on your turn. So you can be attacking other things, so that's fine. Okay. And then make an attack against the system object in question. Okay, and then deal enough damage to destroy it. So I guess what we want to do then is create several new stand-in BOIs as assets, right? So new asset, space station. Now these are not buildable assets. These are, you don't control, no one controls them. They're like NPC assets, kind of. New pseudo asset. And this is just one way to handle this. We might find that there's a better way to do it. So small system object. No cost. WCF. Any, right? Like you can defend with. So I guess it's, where do we put that in the description? It's like attack, right? It has no attack. Sure. Special, and I'll make a note, right? It has a special stat that it blocks with. Yeah. So HP will depend. Okay, so what I'm creating here is the baseline, and then I'll copy and paste this. So this pseudo asset represents a neutral, non-controllable object in the sector. If it is attacked, it defends using a flat number. A flat number when its HP are reduced, it and the system object that it represents are destroyed. Is destroyed? Is destroyed. There we go. Yeah, it defends with like a number, right? So that number will change. So let's go attack, none, counter. And then counter is just damage. Okay. All right. So most of them have none. And there's obviously no upkeep because no one controls them. Okay. And then let's put defense. So what? This is like basically the static to hit number. And then I want to, yeah, essentially as an armor class. So let's stack these. What are the objects, right? We have asteroid. You can't destroy an entire asteroid belt, but yeah. We have an asteroid. We have a station. Oh, okay. So you have an asset list there? Perfect. Let's take a look. Deep space station, asteroid base. Okay, asteroid station, moon base, orbital ruin, research base. Oh my god, poor guys. Maybe moons are just too big to destroy this way. Gas giant, mine, and then refueling station. I could see in a future version having refueling stations actually matter. Yeah. Okay, so the only difference between any of them is their defense goes up. So what do we think? Is it D10? They don't roll. It's just a static number. So it's the average is going to be 6. It's the easiest one is a 6, and then it goes up from there. No, an orbital ruin is already destroyed, but this is like getting rid of it. So it has the lowest defense. It's already in pieces. So let's put it at like its defense is 6. But then if you're attacking with force, like a 1, I want it to be possible to no, you know what? I'm fine. Let's just make it easy to blow up orbital ruins. So we'll say orbital ruins are 6. refueling stations. What's the next one? Asteroids. They're probably pretty easy to hit. So let's call those 8. A station is 10. A moon base, let's say that's also 10. Research base, we'll call those 12. Gas giant mines are 8. Refueling stations are 10. Okay. Yeah, Crux and Eridanus can't miss against orbital ruins. Yeah, that's kind of fine. I'm all right with that. But some of these will shoot back. So if you get exactly their defense number, some of them can counterattack. They have some like basic shitty defenses. Oh, did I forget the deep space station? 10, 8, 12, 6, 10, 10. No, I got it. What are you talking about? Oh, I forgot to add it. Okay. I thought for some reason, I thought that station and deep space station are the same. You can't destroy Lodestone. No, not with this. Lodestone is a planet in every meaningful mechanical sense of the word. Okay, so new pseudo asset, deep space station. This one, let's give that one a 12 as well. Okay, all right. So, a station will shoot back. So counter is 1d, let's say 6 + 1 damage. A moon base might, yeah, I think a moon base will shoot back if you fight it with 1d4. Orbital ruin definitely doesn't. Research base, nah. Gas giant mine, no. There's no station. Oh, so the stations I'm thinking of are deep space stations. Right, okay. This is what I was thinking of. Okay. So that we'll give that d6 to them. Okay. And then a refueling station. I think the refueling station has the most counterattack. Wouldn't a moon base have better guns than a space station? I mean, it's not about having better guns. It's just about willingness to fight back. Let's say, actually, let's do refueling station +2. Let's try mine. Moon base. Yeah. I think the assumption is that if you're on a moon, the planet will defend you. Okay, so we got that. That's fine. That's all set up. We got armor class. Oh, we got to do hit points. How much damage do you have to do to an asteroid to blow it up? Like 1 shot, basically? Like 3 hit points? Asteroid's pretty small. Can you create objects in an empty hex? No. Moon base, let's give it like 12. You can't destroy an asteroid belt, and this is an asteroid base, right? Covered in a strike ship. Yeah, maybe 4 makes sense. You have to deal it enough damage in 1 turn to kill it. They regenerate at the end of the turn. Strike fleet damage is 2d6 for a baseline. So 6 damage average. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So let's put Moonbase. And since you have to destroy them all at once, let's lower them a little. So Moonbase is 10. Research base, let's say 8. Orbital ruin, fucking 2. Gas giant mine, let's call that 6. Refueling station, we'll call it 8. Deep space, that one's 6. Yeah, okay. So deal enough damage to destroy it. If not, it regenerates the end of the faction turn. Yeah. Because I don't want to track them. I don't want to be like, how many hit points they have left? You got to blow them up in 1 turn, or they regenerate, right? Yeah. Okay. This attack can be blocked by any faction in the system with a similar asset. You have to block this attack with a space. So if you want to protect your objects, you have to patrol your sector or patrol your system with a strike fleet, a blockade fleet, a scavenger fleet, or a capital fleet. Yeah, or maybe any spaceship asset. Let's do that. It can be blocked by any faction in the system with any spaceship asset, something like that. Yeah, anything that is that in the game. Starship is what it's called. Is that how that works? Starship or spaceship. I hate that they're two different things. Yeah, there we go. Gives more reason to have them around, and yeah, exactly. Okay. If you don't destroy it, it regenerates, and then the danger is counterattacks, bad diplomacy, takes action, I guess action economy. Yeah, okay. And then the reward for destroying it is the object is destroyed. Gain, I don't know. What do we think? 1 XP? Yeah, spaceship is a typo and it means starship. Yeah, exactly. So I can just say starship asset. There you go. Yeah, maybe no XP. Maybe just fac creds. Something like how many? Let's do a random amount of fact creds, like a D10 or like a 2D6 maybe. It is a pretty spicy move. And then let's say gain 1 XP. Let's do that. That's fun. Okay. All right. No XP, or you can loop, build, destroy for XP. You're losing a fair amount of fact creds. Oh, but you might be able to like, yeah, let's cut that down. Okay. Destroy your natively generated object. I mean, if you want to, you can mine the moon to nothing. Yeah. And let's reduce this to, 2d4. Okay. There's no 5 creds for 2 XP. There's 5 and a roll for 1. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's better balanced that way. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna leave faction retirement off the board for right now, just because it's so specific and its requirements. It's a custom quest for every single faction. So again, I guess eventually I would want to work with the factions to determine what their individual kind of requirements are for retirement. But yeah, I think it's something that would work out with them. So let's not include that right now. Acquire information was originally put on here to figure out what goal the other people are taking, but the goals, they're really still like take the action. So I don't. Okay, how about this? God, it's like, I think we leave it. Maybe this is a second phase thing. Yeah, I think that's probably a better call. I'll leave it for now, and we'll come back to it. I don't have to design everything today, or even like for this system. So, okay, let's keep working after I'm done fucking with the font. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now military conquest. How does it work? What is that goal? What does that goal do? Destroy a number of force assets of rival factions equal to your force rating. Sure, okay. So Destroy X amount of force assets. Yeah, exactly. Well, no, military conquest, commercial expansion, and intelligence coup, they're all the same. They're all the same goal, right? But with different stats. Yeah. Okay, so I wonder if we could just roll all these in one thing, like pick a stat and do it, right? Destroy a number of force assets equal to your force rating. Difficulty is half the number of assets destroyed. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's funny. These goals are so boring now compared to what we've been doing. Prerequisites, like none, really. Mechanical result, same thing. And then the task is it's not scope creep. Scope creep implies that you had a goal and then you set it out and then you're building on top of that goal. My goal was always to remodel these and to create a new goal system. These are boring because they're old. Yeah. Okay. So take the, I guess you'd have to like set your goal. Like these don't really fit anymore. Yeah, I still like the idea of being rewarded for doing this. But they kind of don't, yeah, they kind of don't really fit. Yeah, it doesn't keep goal actions for more than one turn. And also, like, long-term goals, you know, I mean, user required, you're welcome to put it in. I'd love to see the notes. We could always just say destroying. How about this? Okay, this is a new weird rule. Check this out. This is easy. I just had a weird idea. So let's clear this. Goal name. Rewards for blood. So mechanical result, an asset is destroyed. Narrative result, same thing, assets are destroyed. Now, here is a thing that I wanna posit. So prerequisites, destroy an asset belonging to an enemy faction. Right? I guess rival is the word that they use. Rival faction. Okay. So why? Why are you like this? Be the right font. There. Okay. Task. Same, right? None. There's no real task. Danger. None. Reward. Gain 1 XP. Like every time you blow up an enemy asset, you get an experience point. So that could be a thing. Just generally encourage conflict across the board. Don't require that weird called shot thing. No, it's one XP. Like the task is, yeah, take the attack action, right? Like successfully destroy an enemy asset. It's the same thing. It's just a byproduct. It just triggers. You don't have to take it. It doesn't require a goal action. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, I just think we just add this. This is just like a new thing that every time you blow up an enemy asset, you get an experience point. So there's no required goal. There's no nothing. It's just XP for kills. I'm gonna leave that in there, and I'm gonna leave it to ponder further in the future. Okay, so I guess that's kind of just blood the enemy, right? Inflict a number of hit point damage equal to your factions. Yeah, we can cut blood the enemy then too. I suppose what we could also do then is here. Let's do this. So, let's call this. I want to call it blood the enemy because that's a good one, but like, and then insert one below. Oops. Insert another one here. Okay. So skirmish rewards, and then basically I want to say if you destroy an asset, you get 1. If you destroy a base of influence, you get 2. And if you destroy a faction completely, then you get like 10, right? Something like that. Yeah, I want to merge I want to bring all the violence ones into a new framework that rewards XP for violence. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's got to be destroy the foe. I see them as being like, okay, so let's see, reduce influence. And that is a base of influence. A rival base of influence is destroyed. Narrative result, same. Okay, and then prerequisite is, again, it's like this is the same kind of goal, right? Destroy a BOI to an enemy belonging to a rival faction. Everybody suddenly nervously looking at their 1 HP bases of influence. Okay. There's no real task or danger specifically to these outside of combat. Yeah, gain 2 you get 2 experience if you blow up somebody's base of influence. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's right. See them driven before you. Hear the lamentations of their serfs. Cool. Okay, and then let's cut this then, and we'll put expand influence in here. Now, there was some talk about expand influence. You get more reward for building or expanding a base of influence to larger size, exposing yourself to more risk and requiring more investment, but for a higher return of experience. You still get to build a 1 HP BOI for 1, but you can build a 20 instead and get 3. Continued logic is 10 credits per HP as 1 experience. Yeah, I like that. I think that's cool. Yeah. And the idea, Manticore, is that things change fast. Yeah. So I'll roll it out. So basically, here's what'll happen is we're going to playtest it. We're going to run it by Mechanism Council, right? And we're going to do that until I'm absolutely sure we've picked over every part of it. And then I'll announce it. We'll give everybody a turn. I'll say, I'm announcing it. Here are the rules. I'm not looking for feedback. This is what we're going to do. It's going to come out in a month, or it'll come out in 2 months or whatever to give you time to start adapting your strategy. Yeah. Okay. All right. So expand influence. Let's this one is obviously really important. It's how we build new things. So, okay. Plant a base of influence on a new planet. Okay. Mechanical result. A new BOI is created. Narrative results, influence shifts, new presence of the faction on the planet. Prerequisites, have an asset on the target planet. What else do you need for building a base of influence? Like what do you need to be allowed to do that? Oh, survive the contest. Yeah. Spend fact creds. Take the expand influence action. Why? Okay, and then survive the contest. Any contest effort. Okay. And then the task is take the expand influence goal action. Right? And that's it. You just take that action. It's the goal. And then danger is lost creds. Wasted turn. Okay, so the reward is going to be... Now we have contested and uncontested. Yeah, that's true. There's like, yeah, damage. I kind of don't want to give more experience if you survive the contest. I think it just, like, we could look at building it, like, gain XP based on faction, but base of influence HP. 1 HP is 1 experience. And then 2 to 10 HP is 2 experience. And then 11 to 20 is 3 experience, like that. Or 11 plus, something like that. And if it dies, the other factions get experience. Exactly. Yeah, your enemy will get 2 XP if they blow it up. Yeah. I think something like that makes sense. I don't see people building much bigger ones. 1 HP for 1 to 9. Yeah, I think that's fair. And then, yeah, but nobody's going to be building those. No, I think one still nets you 1, and then 2 to 10 gets you 2. 11 to 20 gets you 3. Yeah, I think that's a good start. That works fine. Again, play testing, right? So we'll look it over and we'll get some feedback and see what we think of that one. Okay. All right. So hold on a minute. I don't need these anymore. Okay. So skirmish rewards, reduce influence, expand influence. Let's move this. Let's cut this row. And let's talk about destroying an enemy faction. So right now, destroy the foe is 1 plus the average. Oh, we can just keep that. But if you improve your BOI, yeah, meta now shifts to 2. So maybe let's split it. Let's split it down the middle. Let's go. I don't think you gain anything by increasing it. We want them to build bigger ones. Let's say 1 to 4. So yeah, that's better. That feels better because it's that 5 to 2 kind of. Yeah, do it by 5s. Yeah. So maybe like 1 to 5 and then 6 to 10 and then 11 to 15 or 11 plus. Yeah, that seems good. Okay. Destroy the foe isn't fun and doesn't work. It only encourages factions to suicide to avoid giving their enemy the XP. I think you should get XP for killing a faction. Mechanical result, a faction is destroyed. I mean, if they want to blow themselves up, that's fine, but it's not destroy the foe that's the problem. If I wanted to prevent factions from destroying themselves, then I would take away their ability to do that. Okay, narrative results. Yeah, exactly, right? Stop the UPC. Well, I only stopped the UPC because they didn't want to be like completely removed, right? The UPC's ending is very different than Vela's. Maybe we just assume that instead of last hitting, it's the battle that matters. I think now that these are different, we might not need destroy the foe anymore. I think because now you get XP or you get points for blowing up bases of influence. I think that's maybe there's a new HP one where it's like you get XP for dealing faction damage to a Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There should be a way to get XP for killing specific factions you hate. Like declare the foe. Maybe. But every faction is a rival faction, even ones you're allied with, right? Okay. So anyhow, let's continue. I want to actually get these done today. So, okay. Inside enemy territory, I think, is fine as it is. It's like kind of weird and it only really works for some people, but whatever. Okay, so inside enemy territory, mechanical result, experience points. The planet, the target planet, or I guess target faction, target planets. How the fuck does this goal work? Other planetary governments. Okay. So the planets are infiltrated by stealth operations. Yeah, cool. And then prerequisites are the entirety of the goal. We need to modify it a little bit to make it work, but really, there's no copy. There it is. Have a number of stealth assets on your roll with planetary governments equal to your cunning score. Units that are already stealth when this goal is adopted don't count. So this is a building up one. So how do we do this in the new model where goals are per turn instead? Yeah, shuffling stuff around, right? Like interfering with other factions. Yeah, like a saboteur goal. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, I like that. Oh, hang on, I'm having an idea. So sabotage, mechanical results. A rival faction can't use the specific action you chose on this turn or their next turn or just their next turn. I mean, if you get good intelligence and you succeed at a sabotage against an attack, you could prevent yourself from getting attacked that turn. Ooh, oh, I like that. I want it, but I want you to be able, if you have a fast initiative, I want it to be able to apply. I guess it could be their next turn. Yeah, let's call it on their next turn. So narrative, a rival's intelligence network is disrupted, causing. So it's like, is it a counter spell or is it a requirement, right? Like, we could write it so that it's a counter spell, where if you are smart enough to know what action they're going to do, but then people are going to try to sabotage following a planned aggression, right? But maybe that's good. Maybe it's a response to planned aggression. So if they take planned aggression, yeah, it's got to be on that turn if you have an initiative better than theirs. On their next faction turn, whether it's during this turn or during the next turn. It doesn't matter. Whenever they come up in the order again. Yeah, that could be fun. Okay. So what do you think the prerequisite is? You have a stealth asset on a planet where they have planetary government. Own a stealth asset on a planet where the target faction is the planetary government. And then that asset will lose stealth. Do we want to do something about navigation routes? No, not yet. Yeah. I think you can disrupt their intelligence network from any place where they're the planetary government. Could you block the attack action over and over as long as you win initiative? Remember, you can sabotage a sabotage, right? So you could say, I'm going to sabotage you so you can't attack. And then they could say, I'm going to sabotage you so you can't sabotage. Yeah. I like that. Cool. Own a stealth asset on the planet with the planetary government. Okay, so what's the task? Is it I don't want it to just be cunning. I think it's like, it's a roll. It's a stat v stat roll. Take the sabotage action. It does require stealth, yes. You have to have a stealth asset, right? Take the sabotage goal action. Remove stealth from the from the asset, right? The prerequisite asset. It means having lots of planetary governments is very risky. Yeah. If Trilliant is looking at this thinking, oh no, our planetary governments. Yes, you should be scared. Absolutely. Yeah. And then, yeah, make a XVX roll where X is a stat of your choosing. And Y is a, let's see, X is a stat you're choosing, and Y is a stat of your opponent's choosing. Something like that. That makes it very difficult to sabotage the sabotage. Why is that? Oh, because you have to have stealth. Yeah. But eventually everyone will just run out of stealth, and it makes stealth assets more likely to get like weeded out too. Now they have this new ability. And I think it compensates a little bit for the lack of, we took away some stuff from the secretive tag, so I think it's nice to kind of give it back. Yeah, it is possible to buy stealth. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I think you both pick. You just pick. That way everybody's always going to be rolling their best stats. Yeah, I like it. Or maybe we just make everybody roll their worst stat. I don't know, but that's what it is. I think it's just to be fair, so it's not just I pick my best stat and you have to pick your, like, losing stealth is a fact cred cost. Yeah, exactly. Does there need to be a roll? Absolutely. Yes. Okay, and the danger is lost stealth. Chance of failure. And then depends on initiative order, right? That's a danger there too. And then for rewards, your opponent, your rival, the target rival, is unable to use the chosen action or goal action on their subsequent turn. Yeah. Do you get XP for sabotage? No. It's a purely defensive maneuver, or purely like, you get nothing from it because you're being a prick. You're basically just poking at them, which I want. I definitely want that, but I don't want to reward you for it. Do they know they can't use it? Yes, if they've already gone. If they haven't gone yet, they might lose that part of their turn. If you guessed right. Can they switch? Nope. That's the point. The point is to short circuit what they're doing, right? Maybe there can be some kind of like attack, defend. It's their next turn. Right? So like in the order, if it was Eridanos, Crux, Triangulum, and Eridanos used it on Triangulum, it would be Triangulum's next action, right? But if Triangulum used it on Eridanos, it wouldn't happen until the next turn. Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, like, yeah, I think I like it. I think it's cool. I'm interested in seeing what, and then Eridanos would know it. And you're using your goal to cancel somebody else's turn at a risk. Yeah, exactly. So the best use of this is, why are we incentivizing out of character spying? We're not. It's already a thing. So make it the following turn? No, I want it to be a short circuit. I want it to be something that like pops up and allows you to have that. Yeah, and if it happens during the turn and your next turn is the next turn order, you'll know which one it is. So if it's played cleverly, you can short circuit somebody's current plans. Otherwise, you're just telling them you're not allowed to attack next turn, and they'll just script something different. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Anyway, let's look at Invincible Valor. Let's take a look here. Is it a full action or just a goal action? It's just a goal action. You can do other stuff, I think. It might be, I don't know, it might be powerful enough that it warrants taking a separate action, or it has to go with another action. Like maybe it has to be part of an attack action, or maybe it has to be... Yeah, right. Can you attack and sabotage? Maybe you have to take a different... Maybe you have to like use an asset. Yeah, okay. You know what? For now, let's say take the attack action. Even if you don't attack anywhere, it will be paired up. Kind of like C's... we already have that, right? We have C's... C's Planet. We have Regime Change, which does the same thing. It's a special attack action. Yeah. Well, the thing is that it feels like a bigger cost if you have to take the attack action, because if it's UAA, most people are doing that every turn anyway. Have you considered rolling initiative differently? No. Why not roll it when the stream starts? No, part of it is initiative is one of those pieces of information of knowing who's going when. That's power. It's a form of information. So yeah, I like it the way it is. Okay, so anyway, Invincible Valor is destroy a force asset with a minimum purchase rating higher than your faction's force rating. 2 experience. This is overlapped by skirmish rewards and reduce influence. I get it. Like it's an upgrade on skirmish rewards. You know what? Maybe we'll work it into skirmish rewards as well. So if you destroy an asset, gain 1 XP. If that asset is your force plus, what did they say it was? How did they do this? If it is a force asset, you just get more. The minimum purchase rating higher than your faction's force. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So higher tier than your stat. Yeah. If you destroy, oh, there you go. So it's already in there. If you destroy a force asset with a minimum purchase rating higher than your faction's force rating, gain 2 XP. Yeah. Maybe make it for any stat. I mean, no, I like having things that only force can do. We got to be kind to force. We got to give force more things. Okay. All right, and then spend fat creds equal to 4 times your fat. I think we can keep doing Wealth of Worlds here. It's against force, but you have to... Oh, that's true. It's not with a force asset. It's more against it. That's right. Okay, so if you destroy a... I mean, we could just do it backwards. Higher than your faction's cunning or wealth. There, I just made a backwards inverse version of that. So if you're dumb, but you have high force, you can get more XP by blowing up enemy. Yeah, that makes force better. There you go. Cool. I kind of like that, actually. This incentivizes people who have a low cunning or wealth going after cunning or wealth assets. Yeah, cool. All right, I'll put that in as a maybe. We'll put it in as a playtest option. Okay, Wealth of Worlds and Peaceable Kingdom both definitely stay. With a minimum purchase rating. No, I think it's fine. Like, if you destroy it with your own... higher than your faction's cunning or wealth rating. Using a force asset. The thing about initiative is there's a lot of luck that goes into it. Yes, that's true. I agree. Yeah, I don't think it needs to be specified. I think we're fine. It just makes it harder. Yeah. I mean, Invincible Valor is cool, but it doesn't fit the framework anymore. This touches on the same kind of stuff. Just backwards. Yeah. I think it fits more what my vision for the game is. Yeah. Okay. Do we need to keep inside enemy territory? I don't think so. It's gotten used once or twice, but yeah, here's another idea. Let me give you another idea for this one. So if we want to keep that idea of infiltration, right? Inside enemy territory, let's call it infiltration. Prerequisites are have a number of stealth assets on a planet that exceed the number of non-stealth assets belonging to a rival. The problem with this is just somebody's just going to be like, cool, I have 2 assets and you have 1 and you're my ally and you'll never attack me. I'm just going to keep taking this action. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe let's just cut this goal. It doesn't work for me. Maybe Mechanisms Council will come up with an alternate version, but that's fine. Let's make Wealth of Worlds just buying experience points. It already kind of is. So let's see. Mechanical results. Money is spent on, I guess that's lore. Mechanical result here is experience points. Narrative result is money floods the local economy. And then prerequisite. You can only take it once per upgrade, which I think is cool. Yeah, so prerequisites, you have, your faction has not taken the Wealth of Worlds goal action since the last time your wealth stat increased. That's the prerequisite, right? And then you also have, as the task, spend 4 times your wealth 4 times your wealth stat in fact creds and take the Wealth of Worlds action, take the Wealth of Worlds goal action, no danger. And then the rewards. We've certainly made more interesting goals for sure. And then that's gain 2 XP. And then Peaceable Kingdom. I think Peaceable Kingdom is now based on the last time you got in a fight? The last time you dealt damage, maybe, or something? Because right now, Peaceable Kingdom is just... don't take the attack action for 4 turns, get 1 experience. So Peaceable Kingdom is sort of obsolete now. I think we just get rid of it. Yeah. Let's do, how about this? So mechanical result, your faction defends others. Narrative result, attacks are intercepted by a third party. Prerequisites are defend an ally during the faction turn, or defend a rival faction, right? Or defend how about this? Defend an asset that is not your own during the faction turn. The problem is I don't want informal, I don't want cheating, basically. I don't want that, like, the fake teaming up where people just grind off of each other to get, like, I attack, there's a party of 3, a group of 3. I attack you and you defend for them, even though we're all friends, and then you get experience, and we can just... I guess it requires attacking and wasting turns doing that. Intercepted. Yeah, and that kind of shit already happens, so... Task is the same, right? So danger, none. Reward, gain 1 XP. I sort of like that, right? Like you get a point of experience, just 1, if you defended an asset once. So this is just like another thing that happens. There's no goal action attached to it. Just if you defend for someone else, you get an experience point, which I guess like encourages more of that stuff. Can anyone jump in to defend an attack on another person? I mean, theoretically, but generally it's a diplomatic thing. I think this happens enough as it is. I don't need to incentivize it. Yeah, let's just cut that. Okay. Seems good. These seem pretty solid for now. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. I think we've got the last of the first version of goals and influence laid out. Yeah. Peaceable Kingdom is tied to Exchange Consulate. Yeah, well, we'll update the tag if we get around to that, but it's not really tied to it. They both just happen at the same time. But yeah, I mean, we'll finish the goals system and then we'll look at other things connected to it that we can then go and update as well. Eventually, you know, the V2 thing will touch everything. It'll touch assets. It'll touch, obviously the map as we're seeing here. It'll touch the faction stuff. Like we're eventually, if the experiment continues, eventually we'll do a V2 revision on basically everything in the game. But for now, these were the ones I wanted to set ahead of me as a starting point, right? Because it's the most, you know me, like the reward structure of the game is the most important. Alliance stuff will come as an additional like thing. I wanted to lay the baseline and then we envision how, yeah. Do I envision running the faction turn after the show ends? I don't know. If I'm running another show that's disconnected from the faction turn, I think I'd rather end it and then turn over the rules to you, right? To be like, if you want to make a fan faction turn, go for it. I think that might be the way to do it. Yeah, and then rebalance XP. So I'm going to put that on my to-do list, right? To test. Okay, balance terraforming seed. I guess here, let me look and make sure my to-do list is good, and then we go. Okay, balance a terraforming seed asset, create a populace and chaos table, a terraforming misats table, Drive space catastrophe table. We'll do those. These are all things I can do later. Change the populations from number to relative value. Check on the number of the cost for the probes. Check hit points. I guess this is all test stuff too. So check and tests. This definitely needs some adjustment. Does this stream mean we can go forward on our on-hold quest lines? No. All quests are on hold forever until this is done and released. So no. no goals for anybody right now. Everything is just on hold. Because we're building the system and I can't keep building like. The problem is that if I keep trying to just make them up on the fly, they're going to get rebalanced and it'll be like, well, they just did it so I can get experience. Also, again, Manticore, I've had to talk to you both of the last 2 sessions. Don't yell at me. Okay? I don't know if you realize it, but you're coming across as being super rude, just shouting at me about what you want me to do. This is a small part of a much larger job that I have, and I'm sorry that I'm not doing it to the degree that you personally want me to, but back off, please. You're coming across really aggressive. All right, so I need to adjust the experience spend table to reflect the new XP economy, because I think you're right, Fradley. I think that it's a lot lower, and I don't know. I think we might have broken it by putting so much more XP into the system. So we're going to have to do that, I think. Okay, cool. So the next thing I need to do is I need to put together a copy of these things to send to the Mechanisms Council. Now, Mech Council has the influence rules. Yeah, no problem, Fradley. Like, I actually really enjoy the building, but it's hard sometimes when I'm like, I'm working hard on this and I'm putting in design time and then having people be like, do it different. You're an asshole. And I'm like, whoa, okay, sorry. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to make copies of these. I'm going to make a new folder. Let's go Mech Council versions. And I'll get the Mechanisms Council to let me know what they think of all this goals business. And I'll send that over to them today. So, progress-wise, user required, progress-wise, this is a big step because now I'm getting the people who have volunteered to take a look at this stuff. I'm actually going to get it in their hands, which I know everybody's been looking forward to for a while. So the next thing we do will be going over feedback, probably, and making adjustments according to that feedback. So Mech Council, I'm just prepping that package for them. There we go. Also, as an aside, House Crux and I have got a fun little contest we're putting together for you. We're running into problems, right? We're running into spots where I'm like, wait, we need to be very specific about this, but we have a little contest we're putting together about bounty hunting the PCs. So that should be coming out before the next faction turn as well. So you can keep an eye out for that. One more thing. There we go. No, it's okay, Manticore. It's just like, I know it was your tone and not your intent. I've seen you in the stream lots of times before. It's just, it's tough, right? It's the downside of doing traditionally solitary work in public. I get the benefit of having you all here to help me, but I also have to sometimes endure misfires of tone. So like, I get it. You're very passionate about the game and that means a lot to me. I think we're in alignment in that regard, but I just sometimes I'm like, I'm trying, like, just back off a second. It's a lot of work for one person. The mods and the Mechanisms Council, they're very helpful, but ultimately when it comes down to it, it's my responsibility to take care of this. So I want to do it right. So let me rename this and then we are good to go. Awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited to get some Mechanism Council eyes on these. Yeah. All right. So that I will post as soon as I'm done this stream. And I think that's it. Yeah, public game design can be tough. Just ask the Star Citizen devs. Yeah, and nobody's giving me millions of dollars to do this, so it's fine. Cool. All right, I'm going to go and bequeath these spreadsheets to their new guardians, and I hope you will tune in next time, whenever that is, for the next iteration of the Far Verona version 2 rule set. Woo! Ooh, I'm excited. Cool. Thank you for your contribution. Thanks for being passionate, hanging out, giving me ideas, and helping me build this thing. That's it. That's it. We'll see you next time. All right. Bye, everybody.